Hi, I'm Susan Farrelly from Abbey Art Studios, and I'm part of the Loud Leader Partnership Lifelong Learning team. And we've set up the SICAP programme Together Apart Video Hub to stay connected with you during this challenging time of lockdown. Hope you're feeling good and using this time to reconnect with some creative skills and ways of entertaining yourself. Big shout out to the Red Door Project. They were a creative bunch, and I thought today we might get creative by using some watercolour effects that we can do with markers. I have a piece of photocopy paper here. It's light, but if you fold it in half, it will be quite absorbent. If you had card, wallpaper lining, you could use that too. So I just want to show you what happens when you use markers and add water. Going to put on some blocks of colour here. Put some yellow in between a lot of them. So I'm using just regular markers. And I have a jar of water and a brush. Now, if you don't have an artist's brush, see if you can steal somebody's makeup brush. Give it a wash, remove the makeup, and if it's nice and soft, it'll do the job. And you're not going to damage it because this is only water. So we want to literally mop the page with some water and let the colours run and pull. Now, we're starting off this video with a warm-up exercise. So you can see now it's beginning to merge and run and streak. You can work back into it while the page is wet. I'll do a few circles here. Some squiggles. The marker might get a bit wasted out if it gets too wet, but it's possible to work back in. I did some examples with my children last week as part of our art class. We drew on paper. This is a piece of card, which is good because it's a little bit more absorbent than cartridge paper. And we let them dry, and then you can work on top of them. If you do a coloured area or coloured background, you can work on top of it then with a dry marker. This one is a bit of a landscape, figure looking into a sunset, and a quote from a Pink Floyd song. Is there anybody out there? Other things you can do with your experiments when they're dry. We made some gift tags, added a little ribbon, so they'll be handy. Here's another little thing that we made. We took a piece that we painted, just did some kind of little abstract flowers on it, and stuck it down. You can use Pritt stick. I use some washi tape just to attach it to the edges and give it a little finish. Washi tape is the Japanese fancy tape you see in craft shops. If you didn't have washi tape, you could just use Pritt stick. Piece of folded over card, and now we have a little note card, which we might send to Nana and Grandin double. When your background is dry, you can work back into it. So here's some of the sunsetty colours that I used earlier. Just applying yellow, orange, pink. Washed it, a little bit of black. I'm going to work on top of it now that it's dry. Let's stick it back up here. So I'm going to work into it with a black marker. So I've kept the page upright. And once the page is dry, you could speed that up with a hairdryer. It's very handy to have for these art projects. Or you could leave it overnight. So I'm just going to do a little headland here. Little wavy line, bringing it down to the coast. I always think of Clogherhead. Love the beach at Clogherhead. Missing it now during this lockdown. So a little bit of a headland, and we won't get too big into figure drawing, but a little bit of a figure. And I just shade a little bit over, and we'll pull the colour in. Basically, you can use this on any drawing. So I've just put my figure, a little bit of black here, and I'm just going to loosen that up with the water. Let it run. Now, I don't want to completely saturated, but I pull it around and I'm going to pull across so that it will have a little water effect. Pull it right down there. Now when that's totally dry, you can put on your own song lyric. Not everyone's a Pink Floyd fan. Or you could have a lighthouse. It could be a building. I'm going to leave it at that for today. I'd love to see how you experiment with this cheap and cheerful technique. Remember, markers, paper, even a cardboard box, cereal box will do. Did it in the 80s. That's how I learned my art. A soft brush, little bit of water, and your imagination to complete this exercise. Next time, we're going to try something a bit more figurative. We will try some abstract flowers. I hope you'll join me on the next video for the Together Apart Video Hub. Stay safe, wash your hands.